Rod Pierce joining us now. Rod, congratulations on officially becoming a Wolverine.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, man. Glad that you could join us. And so let's go back. Let's go back to your recruiting journey, Rod, because obviously we know you were committed to Wisconsin. Take me through when you first started hearing from Michigan and what initially sort of piqued your interest about the Wolverines.
Well, I started hearing from Michigan about like the middle of my junior year. Uh, they had me came in on that game visit, came to the NIU visit, NIU game in 2021. I love the program. Coach Biff Poggi, he sat down with my mom and dad, and he talked to them for a long time, him and his wife. So my mom and dad fell in love with the program, and sort of started talking to them there. Obviously, I picked up some more offers after my junior year, and I ended up committing at the end of my junior year to Wisconsin. But Michigan was kind of always at the back of my head, like Michigan, Michigan's Michigan. I kind of want to keep that option open, but coaching changes happened in Wisconsin, so I was like, I don't think this is the right place, right fit. So I ended up reopening my recruitment. Michigan came along like as soon as I kind of privately reopened and told my coach, was like, all right, I'll start looking at other options. Michigan came and offered me, and then I decommitted publicly a few weeks after that, and everything kind of worked out from there.
Yeah, I know Brice and Steve have questions for you too. I guess my next one would be though that first Michigan visit experience. I mean, how could you tell then? Did you kind of get the vibe that was going to be it at that point? Like, when did you get the feeling that it was going to be Michigan?
I mean, that first game visit, it was crazy to me because it wasn't a big game. It wasn't like a Big Ten game. It was against NIU, so I wasn't expecting like anything crazy. But the game day environment, even for that game, was just insane. And I was like, I can see myself playing here. I can see myself wanting to be in this environment. So right then, I knew I was like, all right, I think it could be Michigan. But at that point, I didn't have an offer from there. So I was like, all right, let me just kind of, simmer down, kind of like look through my actual options. And yeah, but I definitely could tell.
Steve?
Hey, Rod, congratulations. Biggest thing, I think Texas came in, right? I think Auburn came in October. Illinois was involved late.
Yeah.
What specifically kind of separated Michigan? I don't remember. Did you end up visiting Texas? I can't remember.
No, sir. I had a visit scheduled, but then after the Michigan visit, I was like, I canceled my visit after I visited Michigan, and I was like, all right, I owe it to Illinois to take a visit. They've been recruiting me since I was a sophomore, so I'll take a visit to Illinois. But Texas, I canceled my Texas visit after I went to Michigan.
Okay. Did you feel like it was sort of a slam dunk then at that point?
Leading that visit, I was like, I want to be here. But
sure. What was the biggest thing though that separated Michigan in your opinion? Like what put them above everybody else at the end of the day?
Honestly, the combination of like competitiveness and academics, really, that's it. I really am really high on academics. So Texas, UTA is a great school. Illinois is a great school, and Michigan is the best public university in the country. So like they're all kind of in my head. Like education-wise, I'll get a good degree. So what puts them over the edge was the competitiveness and like the coaching staff and how I fit in with the guys and stuff like that. So,
Brice Marich.
First off, congrats on the signing to Michigan. But obviously, I know you've been targeting other guys. Jamel Howard, guy you went on a visit with. Just talk about that relationship with him, and what's your pitch to him essentially to get to Michigan?
Me and Jamel have known each other since first started. We play for rivals. His school is 2 miles down the street. So Marich, Brother Rice, here that's a big rivalry. But we kind of bonded because we were both D linemen. We have mutual friends. So we've always been kind of close since then. My pitch to him is like, there's nothing better. There's nothing any other school does better than Michigan. No better academics, no better development, no better competitiveness, no better culture. There's nothing better.
Rod, I'm curious first of all, Mike Elston and the coaches at Michigan. I mean, what What was that vibe like? What did he tell you about where you fit? Because that's one of the things when I look at you, I think you're such a versatile athlete that you could play anywhere on a defensive line. What are they telling you? What is Coach Elston telling you about the plan? What is he telling you the plan for you is?
Coach Elston's told me I could play anything from a 2-eye to a tight 5. You know, he said I'm one of the things that I was recruited for is because of my versatility, my explosiveness. So he's saying, I heard you say something about Kris Jenkins before I got in here. That's exactly what he told me. He told me, look, watch Kris Jenkins, and he said that's probably fit in at. Yeah, he said I could just fit in like to that type of role.
Yeah, man, and that was Steve. Steve, that was you that said Kris Jenkins, right? And here's the irony, you know, Rod, you're Kris Jenkins' size coming in, right?
Yeah.
Kris Jenkins was you remember Steve? Kris Jenkins was like 230, 240 when they recruited him.
Yeah, the one thing Kris had though is that he had a dad that's an all-pro defensive tackle. He had that weight, the blood, you know, in his blood to gain the weight. But yeah, Rod, you're already there. And I there was one thing I noticed on your profile. Sometimes we put like coach quotes and stuff, and your coach made a comment about you really working hard to improve your ability to stop the run, right? Is that something you think the last year or so or whatever, is that where you think you've come furthest in your game?
For sure. You know, everybody focuses on the flashy pass rush. Everyone wants to get sacks. Everyone wants to get pressures. But I really like kind of had to like take a step back and really like think about high school Illinois football. 80% run. You know, it's saying like most people are going to be running around trying to pound the rock, triple option. You know, a lot of people are trying to pound the rock in Illinois football. So I was like, I got to get good at defending the run. So that's what I focused on this whole offseason, reading blocks, you know, kind of stuff like that.
Yeah,
coaches, do the coaches? Sorry,
go ahead,
no, do coaches have like wide smiles on their face when they hear stuff like that? Because you're right. I mean, most guys want to focus on the pass rush, the sacks, the pressures. But when coaches that are recruiting, or even the Michigan coaches hear that you're focused on stopping the run, I can't imagine how excited they are to hear something like that, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, to me, it's most fun.
Sure.
I like stop and run. It's my fun. It's fun. You know, it's not the flashiest thing, but it gets you tackles if you know. I kind of like it.
Yeah, you're definitely a hit with the fans. No, you're a hit with the coaches. I'm curious. 2 things I wonder how they impacted you, Rod. Number one, how impacted were you by how they did on the field? I mean, Michigan obviously killed it during the season.
Oh, yeah.
Did that impact you? And then also, Michigan's presence in the state of Illinois over the last few years really seems to have grown. Obviously, a couple years ago, you got J.J. McCarthy kind of leading the way with that crew, and Tyler Morris and that crew coming in, and Tyler McLaurin and those guys, and A.J. Henning. How big a deal was it, the Illinois presence on the roster? Did either of those things affect you and your perception of Michigan?
You know, it wasn't the hugest factor, but it definitely made it definitely a plus for me. You know, guys, you know, A.J. Henning, J.J. McCarthy, Illinois legends. You know, Tyler Morris, they're Illinois legends. So kind of there's a big Michigan fan base in Illinois, so that was kind of a big push for me. You know, it was good. It was definitely a plus.
All right, so we know it sounds like you're recruiting Jamel Howard, right? So you're recruiting Jamel. Are there any other guys that you're targeting at this point, even if they're underclassmen? Because I know there are a few Illinois guys. You got Justin Scott, who's a big target, of Marion Stewart, who's a big target, Marquise Lightfoot, who's a big target. You know any of those guys? You talking to any of those guys about Michigan?
One more. How about younger brother too? Gotta recruit him.
Oh yeah. He knows where to go. But I'm definitely recruiting my boy Justin. Me and Justin, I've been recruiting him for a minute. You know, I'm trying to get him over to Ann Arbor with us. Justin, I'm my little brother, obviously Christian. He kind of has to go to Michigan now. I'm trying to like force him to come to Michigan with me now. You know, I want to play with him again. There's a lot of good talent, like especially Eddie Turek for Lions Township. He's really like, we got some dogs, especially in the D line of Illinois. We're kind of underrated in that position, but we have some dogs, like especially in the younger classes as well as.
And so I guess my last one for you, and guys, if you can chime in if you have any of us. But what's the plan for you now with your recruitment out of the way? What's ahead for you in winter and spring? When do you report to Michigan?
I report to Michigan June 6th, and until then, I'm just working. You know, I want to get on the field. I want to play. So I'm just working. I'm working as hard as I can, coming to college ready.
All right. Well, Rod, appreciate your time. Congratulations on this decision, and we'll see you when you get to Ann Arbor.
Thank you.